Welcome to part 2 of this Football Manager 2015 experiment involving San Marino. For those of you that missed part 1, please go over and check it out first. It'll be in the description below, or you can find it on my channel, so you know what's happening. For those of you that did watch it and liked it, thank you so much. Over 500 likes on that first video is staggering. I can't quite believe it. It's only my second ever video to get over 500 likes. It's really hard to judge as to what videos are going to do well on my channel sometimes. So yeah, really pleased with the feedback and the support, and also your helpful comments on it as well. And I've implemented them in this part 2, which I'll tell you about in a second. If you can hit that like button again, that would be much appreciated. I'm not expecting 500 likes again, but if you can help me get that, that would be unbelievable. And possibly we will be doing a part 3 at the end of this, if it allows us to. We'll see how this goes. Obviously the aim is for San Marino to win the World Cup. If they don't, maybe I want a part 3, maybe I won't. You can let me know in the comment section below as we go through the video. So you left me in 2040 and San Marino were 179th. Overall they had improved slightly, with me just improving the nation youth recruitment sort of thing, facility, youth ability, whatever it was. I'll show you actually what it was. So we had it as 200, that's it. The youth rating of 200 for the generated players, regens coming in to the game. And as a whole, they did go up. They went up to probably 156th is their highest, I think, 155th. They were beating the likes of Gibraltar, Moldova, those sort of teams that are lower down in the European rankings, and doing reasonably well in the new European Nations League thing. But they have dropped off again. And as I suspected, I thought there would be other things that would have to be done to enable San Marino to climb higher up the world rankings. And you guys confirmed that, so thank you very much to everyone that suggested me improving the youth facilities and other facilities at the San Marino clubs. So what I have done is I've gone on every single San Marino club there is, and I've edited the facilities. Now I've pushed them all up to 20 apart from corporate, that doesn't really matter. But training facilities, youth facilities, junior coaching and youth recruitment, they've all gone up to 20. They all have 10 on corporate facilities, I noticed. That might actually be the highest thing you can put them on anyway. Yes, 10 is actually the highest corporate facility. Or is it the lowest? I don't know. Anyway, they've all been pushed up to the maximum. And 10 was already the case for the San Marino clubs anyway. So hopefully we will see the players coming through improve. I've also done the same for the San Marino club that plays in the Italian leagues. So hopefully they will produce some good players as well. There could still be some things that hold San Marino back though. The fact that they've got a tiny population, the fact that they're allowed dual nationality with Italy, so some players may end up playing, the best players may end up playing for Italy rather than San Marino. I'm hoping that's not the case. I'm hoping they do choose to play for San Marino, and we'll see them go up the rankings in this episode. I'm going to do 5 season chunks. We'll just stop at the end of each 5 seasons just to see where they are in their world rankings, their recent results, and some of their players. The best player at the moment is this guy, so remember him. We'll see how he's getting on in 5 years' time. Plays for Anderlecht, and also we'll be able to compare him against other players coming through to see if there is some sort of improvement. So I've holidayed through to 2045. And they've gone up a bit. They're up to 165th in the world, but not a huge amount after 5 years. But then again, it could take a long time for any changes to be implemented. Remember, people are born at the age of 0, believe it or not, and they have to wait quite a few years until they're able to play football anyway. So we may have to wait a while until the youth players are up to a better standard than the ones we have at the moment. This guy is still the best player in San Marino. He's 27 now, 14 goals in 66 games for his nation. He's a good player, a very good player, and still at Anderlecht, and he's getting quite a few games under his belt and quite a few goals as well in the Pro League in Belgium. Let's look at some of the other players. Andrea Pelliccioni plays for Torino in Italy. Looks pretty good as a striker as well. Not bad goal record, 21 goals in 37 games. He's 23 on this. And he's moved around quite a bit, hasn't he? He's played for Chelsea, in fact, at one point. He didn't play any games, but he went to Chelsea. He's been around a hell of a lot. Wow. Started at San Marino, the club. This is an 18-year-old, third best player apparently in San Marino. 2 goals in 12 games for San Marino. So they've got some good players. He's started at San Marino, the club as well, went to Lazio. So they certainly have some decent enough players and some good young players. He's got pace and acceleration to burn. Started at Trey Penn, one of the San Marino clubs. Let's just have a look at some of their clubs. So Fabio Regini is the best player, apparently. He's their star man. Maybe they sell their players quite early on. If we just look at transfer history, they've sold a couple of players. Eduardo Fabro and Valentini this season. But let's go back. They haven't really got rid of many players. He's gone to Cagliari, and he looks quite good. There's plenty of players around. There's so much more quality. They're just not really making an impact on the world rankings as it stands. We'll look at their recent results. They've drawn against United Arab Emirates recently. Let's go back over the years. They've beaten Liechtenstein twice. They've drawn against Moldova and Kazakhstan and Gibraltar. They lost against Kazakhstan and Moldova as well in that one in the Nations League. Let's just see where they finished. They finished third, above Liechtenstein. Perhaps they can grab first place sometime. As the Nations League is something that's going to be implemented soon in real life, and there'll be sort of promotion and relegation, I think. So basically, the worst European teams will be in sort of Group D and I mean Division D group in various groups in that division. I'm not 100% sure how it will work, but I'm looking forward to it because Football Manager's certainly given me a taste for it. It looks like an interesting concept. That year wasn't so good. They beat Malta 4-0, but other than that, everything else was a defeat. But that was a tough group to be in by the looks of it. The Group C of the European Championship qualifying. Probably didn't win a game by the looks of it. They beaten Belarus and Andorra. That's a clash and a half, isn't it? We can't see that game, unfortunately. So there we go. I'm going to holiday another 5 years, and then we'll pick it up again and see where they are. Now we see some improvement. They're up to 113th in the world. The highest they've been is 91st a couple of years ago. That is really good. So they've certainly improved. We're making progress here, guys. You'll be pleased to know. Maybe some of you don't actually want me, San Marino, to make any progress here, but I'd like them to go up. Into the top 50 would be an achievement. So they're in with the likes of Tajikistan, Tanzania. They're above Ireland, who've dropped below them to 115th in the world. They're having a tough time for some reason. And who else? Are they above anyone else? Latvia and New Zealand, they're above, so they're quite notable. So well done, San Marino. This is the guy in charge. I think it's still the same dude. Daniele Franciosi looks awful as a manager. They need a better manager. Someone suggested putting Tony Pulis in charge of San Marino. I won't do any manager movements at the moment. That's another experiment, I guess. So the best player is now at Liverpool, Pelliccioni. I think we saw him before in the last episode. 50 goals in 67 games for San Marino. That's unbelievable, considering San Marino never really score in real life anyway. To get 50 goals in 67 for San Marino is brilliant. Not really getting a huge number of games under his belt at Liverpool, but still he's playing in the Premier League, which is the first time we've seen that happen. Must be the first ever San Marino player to play in the Premier League, surely. This is the second best guy. He's 21, plays for the San Marino team, who are currently in Serie C/B, whatever that means. I really don't know the Italian leagues very, very well below Serie B. So they are... Where did they finish this season? Oh, they finished second in the playoffs. I don't think that means they've been promoted. The playoff final is between Varese and Bessa. I'm confused by these leagues. Anyway, they finished second, which is very good. So we've certainly helped improve this team by improving all the facilities. Their best players are actually Italian now, unfortunately, unless they were born in San Marino and have become Italian. So let's have a look, see what's happening to nationalities. His other nationality is San Marinese because he's living there. He was born in Italy. Remember, I changed the San Marinese nationality thing to 2 years. So you only have to live there 2 years to get San Marinese nationality. So that's how he's become that. So possibly could play for San Marino if they wished him to if he didn't get into the Italy team. Certainly could see that happening, maybe with this guy as well. So that's one thing with the San Marino team. We'll see Italians playing for them and possibly swapping allegiance to San Marino. But then again, if they're good enough at international level, then they're probably going to be playing for Italy. Maybe, in the future anyway. Okay, let's look at some of the matches recently. They beat Moldova 4-1 in a friendly. They keep playing Moldova, don't they? They seem to like playing them. They beat Bermuda and Singapore and Azerbaijan. Drew against Azerbaijan as well in the World Cup qualifying. How did they do here then? Let's go down. They didn't finish bottom of their group. That's quite a tough group. France, Belgium, Northern Ireland. They finished above Azerbaijan. So that is an achievement. Well done to San Marino there for finishing not bottom of a group. That was a very good year for them. Only 2 defeats. Once against Faroe Islands. That's not so good. And a defeat against Montenegro. But the Nations League, they did pretty well. That must be the wrong season. There we go. Last season, the 2048-49 season, they finished second, only behind Montenegro by 1 goal on goal difference. That is really unfortunate. So they haven't been promoted to, I guess it would be Division C if they win that. So that is really unlucky for them. Perhaps we'll see them get promoted soon. Let's hope so by the end of the episode anyway. They beat Slovakia and Belarus. That's good wins. So that would have helped them climb up the world rankings, beating teams above them in the world rankings. Let's look at the under-19 squad then and see some of the players coming through. This is, I guess, their main striker, David Mori. Looks okay, not brilliant, but perhaps can improve. Let's look at some of the other players. They don't seem to have a goalkeeper in there. Let's look at some of the players that are actually playing. This guy's playing up front. Grimaldo. Who else do we have here? Luca Bonini. They're not very good, but they are young, remember. I could look through every single one to find someone that's a real star, but that'll take quite a long time. Perhaps the under-21 squad has some better players in there, because they're obviously older now. Let's look at the goalkeeper. Georgi. Doesn't look great. Eccentricity 12 and reflexes 12. Are his best ratings there. There must be someone that's really good here. Badali, no. He's a striker with 6 on finishing and 6 on composure. That's not what you want. Anyway, I'll holiday another 5 years. Hopefully the future looks a bit brighter for San Marino then. Okay, so they've dropped down again to 129th. They actually got as high as 86th at one point before dropping again. Now I'm going to do something else, which hopefully will maybe improve the chances of them improving. For the last 5 years of this experiment, I'll let you know in a second once I've just gone through just the usual checks. So the top player in San Marino now is this guy, Pier Marino de Liugi. What a name. That is a great name. Look at him. He looks so, I don't know, he looks like a little puppy. 36 caps with San Marino. Doesn't look brilliant. He's sort of quite good all-rounder, isn't he? And can play many different positions. Currently playing for Catanzaro in Serie B. Started at San Marino, as most of our players do. Bianchi is the next best player, 26-year-old, 53 games for San Marino, playing for Messina. Bonaccio is next up at the age of 20. So the standard has actually dropped, I would say, recently. I don't know if some of the stars from the last update have retired. I'm guessing they have. If we look at the team and just go to age and look at the older players, Venerucci's the oldest, and he's not that good, is he? Who's he playing for? He's playing in for Wacker in Austria. Interesting. Some other names. Do I recognise any other names? I think most of the stars have retired, unfortunately. So they are relying on these other guys coming through, which don't seem to be really up to standard, do they? Let's look at some other details. The most valuable San Marino player is the guy I've already looked at, Luigi. And then they've got some really good players in terms of versatility, haven't they? Pastore. The new Pastore. 3 goals in 4 games for San Marino. That's a good start to his San Marino career. So I wonder why they got so... Let's have a quick look at the under-19 squad and then we'll look at the results. So value-wise, we'll look at the most valuable. That's really the better players. Rattini No, not good. We need better players, guys. Ah, no. So we'll have a look at to see how they managed to get so high in the rankings at one point. They've really had poor results lately, which is why they've dropped off. I think it's because they went up to Division C in the Nations League, so that's actually been detrimental to their world ranking because they're playing with better teams now and struggling. So since the last update, they beat Hong Kong 5-1 in the friendly, beat Macedonia, beat Slovenia, then had a very good year and must have got promoted from this division. Yeah, top, at least, I mean that's an achievement, top of the European Nations League Division D, 13 points, one ahead of Iceland, meaning they got promoted to Division C, but unfortunately have struggled. They did okay in the World Qualifying Group, whatever that is, Group 2. They beat Moldova, they beat Luxembourg, they beat Moldova again. They like beating Moldova. Poor old Moldova. I feel sorry for them. Maybe that should be the next team I do for one of these things. Also drew against Luxembourg, but defeats against Wales, Greece, Italy, I suppose, let them down there. And they didn't qualify for the World Cup. At the end of this video, I'll look at the World Cup and European Championship winners just out of interest to see who has been winning them. San Marino still haven't qualified for anything, though. That's a shame. So, it's been poor over the last couple of years. So what I have done is I've gone onto every single San Marino club and changed something else about them. I've made them professional status. I'm hoping that will help them improve quicker because that beforehand they were all amateur clubs. And I've given them a sugar daddy, a front-end sugar daddy, hopefully with lots of money. Whoops. They don't have. I've not changed their bank balance, but I'm hoping that the sugar daddy will automatically pump some money in. It's not. I think professional status is almost more important than the sugar daddy thing, because I don't want the sugar daddies deciding to buy loads of foreign players. Although after 2 years they can of course become San Marinese, which could be helpful. So I'm going to do one more update in this part 2 to this video, and then we will end it there. In fact, no, I'm going to holiday another 10 years because I'm doing 25 years each episode. So a holiday another part 5, another 5 years, and then another 5 after that. We have an improvement, 89th in the world. Definitely want to holiday another 5 years after this. Also means we can see how the money affects them. So there's been improvements since increasing club funds and making them professional status. I don't know if that's what's made them go up to 89th in the world. I don't know, because they have been up to this point before and then dropped again. But they are above the likes of Canada, Thailand, Philippines. Anyone else notable, really? There's not really a huge number of notable teams are above. Don't know where Ireland are now. They assume they've managed to go back up the rankings. Oh no, that's Ivory Coast. Don't actually know where Ireland are. What has happened to Ireland? Oh, they're up to 25th. Wow, that's a real improvement. Well done to Ireland. So, San Marino, 89th in the world. Very good indeed. Best players now, Pastor. He's 12 goals in 29 games for Pastor. And he plays for... Oh, he plays in France. Looks quite good. Second best player is still De Luigi, playing now for Trabzonspor in Turkey. That is Turkey, isn't it? I always get... Yeah, that is Turkey. Just double checking there so I don't make myself look like a noob. Vorzillo is next. Oh, that's a great name as well. Vorzillo. I like the names. I do. Zeffirani as well. That's a good name. These players look pretty good. They're definitely better, I would say. This guy's playing in Belgium. Agolini. Wow. Very good technical. Very good player in general, in fact, looking at him. So that is good. Let's look at the clubs then. They've got secure finances. Have they still got a sugar daddy? Yeah, they do. They've almost got £1 million in the bank and their professional status. Key player is Zeffireni, 16 years old. They seem to always have key players being really young. Like, who's their oldest player? Well, they do have some old players. Michel Guidi never played for San Marino, apart from the under-21s. But they do have a hell of a lot of young players. Most valuable players worth £500. Semprini. So, despite the money, it's not going to do much because we can't actually look at the San Marino league. We can't see where they're finishing. So, I'm not sure. Maybe that's having an impact on things as well. Not being able to see certain things. But yeah, I think there's been some improvement since changing the finances anyway. So results-wise recently, how they've done, they've beaten Bulgaria. Let's go back in time to 2055. They managed to beat Lithuania, draw against Lithuania. Beat Gibraltar in a friendly, not so good in Group D this time of the Nations League, considering they were relegated to this one. So that is not so good. Bottom, in fact, of the group, which is not good. So, yep. Then this season, World Cup qualification, they beat Denmark 2-0. Well done. Vorzillo with a goal. With a goal, and also let's look at the other guy, Baldacci. That's a good name. And they also beat Malta twice, so well done. And then 2058, they had a much better Nations League this time round, finishing top. So they've been promoted again, I guess, to the C level. This is European qualifying. They beat Liechtenstein, Moldova once again. I can't believe Moldova they always lose. And lost 7-0 against Turkey. Not such a good game that season. So it's going to be the Nations League Division C again for them, where they've got Slovakia, Romania and Montenegro. So that's a tough group for them. I wonder how they fare this time round now that we have improved them. So this is really the last part of this part 2. They've got up to 97th in the world, so they've dropped off a bit. So you may actually want a part 3 to this to see if they can actually move any higher up than around 80th in the world. Now, if you want me to change anything else using the in-game editor, let me know. But maybe, I think, naturally over time, they will actually go up because of the improvements we have made. So you may just want to see no changes and see how high they can get. Or you may want me to change something else. I'm not really sure what else I can change, apart from the reputation of the nation and reputation of the clubs, but that really messes with the game. It produces loads of really weird things when you change reputations, as you've seen in previous experiments of mine. So let's look at some of the details. The best player is once again playing in England, Ugolini. We saw him in the last couple of updates. He's 32 now, 7 goals in 59 games for San Marino. Playing for Southampton. Moved for just under $1 million and hasn't done brilliantly, but is playing plenty of games. You can just see the history of the Premier League there. I've not loaded the league, but you can see who's won it over the years. Don't think there's anyone odd in there by the looks of it. It's just the usual suspects that you'd expect to win the Premier League. Okay, wait for it, guys. Those of you that follow me on Twitter would have seen me post something, just a sneak preview of this episode, of this part 2. If you don't follow me on Twitter, all the relevant links are in the description below, as always. So click on that and just give me a follow or a like on Facebook, whatever you want to do. This guy, Nicola Vitaloli, that's his name. Is that right? No, Vitoili. That's it, Vitoili, something like that. I think there's an I in the middle, actually. But look at him. Wow, what a play. 17 years old, and he is incredible. He's wanted by the big clubs and Copenhagen. Oh, Copenhagen, huge club. Sorry, Danish people. No, I like Copenhagen, great team. Oh, throwing myself in it here. 4 big English clubs and the biggest club in Denmark. There we go. Actually, now I've offended everyone in Denmark that doesn't support Copenhagen. Sorry. I will stop now. So yeah, he just looks incredible. What a player. I just want to have a look at him to see what his potential is. 194. Wow, there we go. Star in the making. Why isn't he already in the first team for San Marino? He's going to be a world-class player, possibly the best player on the game. We have to do a part 3, don't we? You better hit that like button, guys, for a part 3. So, wow, amazing. So, I mean, that's it. There we go. That's the end. That's the end of the episode. No, we'll have a look at a few more things in detail. So the schedule-wise, how they've been doing recently. Let's go back to 2060. God, I'm melting. It's really hot today at the time of recording. I really am melting. So good results here. A few draws in the Nations League, but they probably were relegated by the looks of it. Yeah, they were. 3 points. Wasn't good enough to beat Montenegro there. So they have been relegated once again. 2061, they won a few games in the World Cup qualifying. How did they get on then? Let's go down. I want to look at qualifying. I think we need to go back a year, possibly. Possibly, I don't know. We may need to go back. 2060, was that the one? No, I think it was this one. Let's go down. I'm confused. I don't know where they are. I'll give up. I don't think they've qualified for the World Cup anyway. We'll find out, won't we, as we go through. Beat Gibraltar again. Beat Chinese Taipei. Nations League. They all seem to struggle when they're relegated. They really do struggle, don't they? Finished third, just above Moldova. Poor old Moldova. Managed to get a draw against San Marino. Well done there. Euro qualifying, not so good. Beat Azerbaijan 4-0. And then this time round, much better in the Nations League in Group D, where they won the group, so they've been promoted once again, just ahead of Finland on goal difference wise. They completely trumped Finland, so well done there. They're back in Group C, meaning they're sort of going around in circles here, but I hope they can make progress with the likes of our star man, whatever his name is, Nicola Vitoy. What a player, absolutely insane. He's going to be the best player in the world. Is there anyone else that's actually really good? No. De Luigi's the best player at that team. Ella Poggiali. Let's look at the San Marino club. Yeah, this one. Okay, so they are currently in Serie C/B, whatever that means, and they finished 15th this season. Their best player is Italian, but I'm guessing he will become San Marino nationality in 442 days, in fact. Perhaps he will choose San Marino to play for. I hope so, because he looks like a good player. Hot prospect is from San Marino. He's okay, 16, he's got good heading, good determination, could become a good centre-back, I guess. He's got some good attributes there. Let's have a quick sneak preview at his... Oh, only 88 potential, maybe not. But there's hope, because we've produced one world-class player who could possibly be the best player in the game if he goes to the right club and gets the right people looking after him, and could really pull up San Marino. So hopefully, if you want a part 3, let me know. If you want a part 3, then I'm hoping San Marino can go higher up. If you think I need to make any changes, let me know. But that's the end. No, we're going to look at the World Cup. Sorry. Disorganised here. So the past few winners of the World Cup: Germany, Italy, Brazil, Portugal, Argentina twice, France, Brazil, France, England, finally, Brazil and Germany. Look at that, Denmark, runners up in 2018. We've got Mexico and Croatia in there, twice. Here's the Euros. We've got Italy dominating 4 years in a row. Portugal won the first one. No, 3 years in a row, sorry. Spain, Portugal, Germany, Portugal, Spain, Italy, Spain, Turkey. Different. That's good. So, experiment-wise, San Marino haven't won the World Cup. They haven't even qualified for the Euros or the World Cup. So, if there's a part 3, then that's the first stage to try and actually qualify for the World Cup, I guess. I don't know how far I can holiday without my computer exploding. So, hopefully we can holiday another 25 years and see what happens. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for your support. Please hit that like button. I'll see you soon.